Title: My Great-Grandmother's Grave. Chapter 1: The Whispering Wind. Introducing Zane, a 16-year-old adventurer with a love for history. Hears a strange whisper while cleaning his attic. The voice calls his name and says, "Find the truth at her grave." Confused and excited, he finds an old photo of his great-grandmother, Evelyn Brooks, and a map tucked behind the frame, marked with an X at an abandoned cemetery deep in the forest. At Chapter 2, The Hacker. Meet Luma. Zane calls in Luma, his tech-savvy best friend. She hacks into city archives and discovers that Evelyn Brooks was once accused of hiding a powerful artifact during the 1930s, something people were willing to kill for. Luma warns Zane, "If this is real, you're not the only one looking for it." Chapter 3, The Ghost Dog. Welcome, Baxter. You know what's scarier than a ghost in the woods? A ghost that follows you. And that's exactly what happened to us that day. Just as we started making our way deeper into the forest, this strange glowing figure caught my eye. At first I thought my mind was playing tricks on me. You know how shadows can dance between trees, but no, this was different. It was a dog, but not just any dog. This one was literally glowing, with a soft, ethereal light that seemed to pulse with each step it took. I tried to shoo it away. I mean, who wouldn't be freaked out by a ghost dog? But this spirit had other plans. The dog, who we later came to know as Baxter, wasn't there to scare us. Instead, he started digging frantically at the forest floor, and what he uncovered sent chills down my spine. A rusted old locket. But here's the really weird part. Engraved on it were the initials E.M. Evelyn's initials, and the date, 1933. At that moment, we knew this wasn't just some random encounter. Baxter was trying to tell us something, trying to lead us somewhere. Sometimes the scariest path is the one you're meant to follow. And so, against every instinct telling us to turn back, we decided to follow our glowing guide deeper into the woods. Chapter 4, The Gravekeeper. Old Man Rig. They meet Rig, a creepy but wise gravekeeper who's lived near the cemetery for decades. He tells them the grave they're looking for shifts its location every full moon. Evelyn was no ordinary woman, he mutters. She protected something. Something dangerous. Chapter 5, The Rival. Felix Blackthorne enter. Felix, a smug, rich teenager who's also chasing the legend of Evelyn's treasure. He tries to steal Zane's map, but gets scared off when Baxter growls, and a tombstone suddenly falls right beside him, crushing his drone. Chapter 6, The Secret Passage. Zane and Luma, following Baxter again, discover that Evelyn's grave is actually a trapdoor. They enter a secret underground chamber filled with vines, skeletons, and whispering walls. They light torches and walk into the unknown. Chapter 7, The Puzzle Master. Character, the stone head inside. They meet a massive stone head that speaks in riddles. It tells them they must solve Evelyn's final puzzle to proceed. The riddle: I am passed down, but never owned. I can bring pain or pride. I'm the keeper of secrets, but I never speak. What am I? Zane whispers, a name. The passage opens. Chapter 8, The Spirit. Evelyn herself in the depths of time. Where shadows dance with light, we finally come face to face with her, Evelyn. The mysterious figure who's been guiding us all along, now appearing before us as a radiant spirit. Her ethereal form casting a soft, otherworldly glow that seems to pulse with ancient wisdom. You know, it's funny how the biggest revelations often come in the quietest moments. There she stands, or rather floats, her presence both gentle and powerful, like the last rays of sunset holding onto the day. Her voice, when she speaks, carries the weight of decades, maybe even centuries of carefully guarded secrets. I've been waiting for this moment, she says, her words floating like whispers on a breeze. And then she begins to unravel a tale that changes everything we thought we knew. There was a book, she tells us, not just any book, but the Keeper's Grimoire. The kind of book that could make kings kneel and empires crumble, all through its power over time itself. But power, as we all know, attracts those who hunger for it most. A secret society, operating in the shadows, had been hunting this book for generations. They didn't want to protect time, they wanted to control it, to bend it to their will. Can you imagine that kind of power in the wrong hands? The chaos it could unleash? Evelyn, though, she was smarter than them all. She didn't just hide the book. She created a legacy, a carefully chosen line of protectors. And at the end of that line, Zane. Of all the souls across time and space, she chose him. Why? you might ask? Well, her answer is both simple and profound. Only those with heart, not greed, can hold it. It's fascinating, isn't it? How the greatest power doesn't seek those who desire it most, but those who understand its weight, its responsibility. In Zane, Evelyn saw something special. Not ambition, not greed, but a heart pure enough to be trusted with such an enormous responsibility. You know what's most remarkable about this whole thing? It's not just about protecting a book, it's about protecting time itself. About understanding that some powers aren't meant to be controlled, but rather respected and preserved. Through Evelyn's choice, we learn perhaps the most important lesson of all. True power lies not in what we can take, but in what we choose to protect.
Enjoying the video, correct? Make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Please leave your feedback, hit like, share the content.
Chapter 9, The Betrayal. In a twist of fate that none of us saw coming, Felix's true colors finally revealed themselves, painted in shades of treachery and desperation. Picture this, the peaceful sanctuary of our cave, where ancient magic had dwelled for centuries, suddenly shattered by the echo of multiple footsteps and harsh voices. Felix wasn't alone when he returned. No, he brought an entourage of thugs, their faces hard and eyes gleaming with greed. I remember the moment perfectly. The air grew thick with tension as they burst in, weapons drawn, their intentions crystal clear. The book, our precious guardian of secrets, was their target. Everything happened so fast after that. The calm we had known exploded into chaos. I watched in horror as Evelyn's ethereal form began to flicker and fade, her connection to our world weakening with each passing second. The book's power, her anchor to our realm, was being violently torn away. But we weren't going down without a fight. Baxter, brave soul that he is, launched himself at the intruders with a ferocity I'd never seen in him before. His loyalty manifested in snarls and snapping jaws, buying us precious moments. And Luma? She proved to be full of surprises. With quick thinking and quicker hands, she activated something none of us knew existed, an ancient defense system built into the very walls of the cave. The ground trembled beneath our feet. The ceiling began to crack and groan. Massive rocks crashed down around us, nature itself seeming to rise up against the betrayal. In those terrifying moments, I saw Felix's face change from triumph to terror as he realized his plan had spiraled far beyond his control. Then came the moment that would haunt me for days to come. Felix was trapped, pinned beneath the falling debris, his fate sealed by his own treachery. But Zane made a choice that spoke volumes about who we were, who we all were at our core. Despite everything Felix had done, despite the betrayal that cut deeper than any physical wound, Zane refused to let him die. I watched as Zane fought against the chaos to reach Felix, putting his own life at risk for someone who had just destroyed everything we had worked for. It was a powerful reminder that sometimes the greatest strength lies not in revenge, but in choosing mercy when revenge would be easier. The cave, our sanctuary, now lay in ruins. The book was gone, and with it, perhaps our best chance at understanding the mysteries we'd sought to unravel. But as the dust settled and we gathered our wits, one thing became clear. This wasn't the end of our story. It was merely the beginning of a new chapter, one written in the ink of betrayal, but bound by the strength of those who refused to let darkness win. Chapter 10. The legacy, in the end, it all came down to this moment. The weight of destiny hung heavy in the air as Felix, his hands trembling slightly, extended the ancient book toward the shimmering form before them. His journey from skeptic to believer had been a remarkable one, and now, with quiet humility, he was acknowledging something greater than himself. Evelyn's spirit, radiant and serene, cast a gentle glow across the cemetery. Her smile held the wisdom of centuries as she turned to Zane, her chosen successor. The words that followed would forever echo in his mind. The grave was only the beginning. You are now the keeper. Those words carried more meaning than any of them could have imagined that night. Back in the familiar comfort of home, Zane and Luma spent countless hours poring over the book's weathered pages. Each revelation was more extraordinary than the last. Spells of healing that could mend both body and spirit. Protection charms that could shield entire communities from darkness. And most incredibly, incantations that could bend time itself. But with great power came great responsibility. They quickly learned that each spell required not just precise words, but pure intentions. One mistake, one selfish thought, and the magic would slip through their fingers like morning mist. Every full moon, without fail, they'd return to Evelyn's grave. The night air would grow still, and just as the moonlight touched the headstone, her whispered message would reach them: guard the truth. It wasn't just a reminder, it was a sacred duty. What started as a mysterious inheritance had become their life's purpose. The book wasn't just a collection of spells. It was a bridge between past and present, a tool to protect and serve, a responsibility to carry forward through time. And as Zane and Luma continued their work as the new guardians of these ancient secrets, they understood that some legacies aren't meant to end. They're meant to be passed on, growing stronger with each generation that protects them.